I've been telling you this since the top of the show, and delighted to be joined by our next guest, Mo Saflo, a Syrian refugee who has since over 13 years got British citizenship, worked really hard, paid his taxes. Going to give us a real insight into why he left Syria and what has happened to that country. Mo, a very good afternoon to you. Welcome to Talk Drive.
Hello, good afternoon, Jamie. How are you?
Really good. Thank you for this. I just wanted to do it differently because you can do this all day in the same way. What I'd love you to do is share with the viewers and the listeners your story. Your journey began in 2011 when the revolution erupted. Take us from that point, my friend.
Well, the revolution started March 2011. I was 16 at the time. The military started really being cruel. Start taking us all to military despite the age. At the time, my city was a bit safe than other side of the countries like Homs. You got Damascus and Hama. 2012, that's when I went out, decided to leave. I was 17 at the time. Living Syria was one of the toughest decisions I've ever taken, really. It wasn't easy, leaving my mom, leaving my dad. At 17 years old, I was only a boy, only a child. Leaving my family behind, leaving everyone's behind is not that as easy.
And this was, if I can just slow it down, because at 17, the pressure to join an army that was turning into something that you found abhorrent, if you hadn't done that, you'd have been thrown into prison, and your family would say to you, however difficult this is, go somewhere safe.
Yeah, of course. So the day I left, I remember my dad getting a call from someone high up in military saying we start recruiting regardless of the age or circumstances. And so when I left, it was quite difficult because they have no excuse. That's it. They have they would not care about what your situation is, if you are ill, not ill, or not in the age of going as well. Because at the time, if you are against the government, if you are from cities that well known to be against the government, you were treated really, really badly.
And in terms of, well, I was going to say, in terms of the war, and in terms of after you'd escaped, and we'll talk about you in the UK in a bit, what impact did Assad's regime have on your family over the years, Mo?
It's been really hard. It's been really tough on my family, on my friends, of everyone I know, on myself as well. Even if I'm here, my dad was in prison for 4 months. At the beginning of the war. I remember my dad when he went out. I mean, we paid so much money, we begged so many people just to help us to get my dad out. And when he did get out, finally, he was a completely different person. He suffered and experienced so many pain and torture that he told me stories about, just scarred him for life. I lost so many friends through the war, some cousins, financial struggles, obviously due to the economy failure and then collapsing. It wasn't on anyone at all, really.
And Assad, I don't want to call him anything other than that, ruled with an iron rod. I read earlier he carried out, they believe, a genocide of 600,000 of his own people. We've seen images here at the weekend of small kids walking out of prisons. He was propped up by Russia on a daily basis for the last how many years. Your family and millions of Syrians have lived in fear of this man.
Of course. I mean, they say it's 600,000, but we believe more. Way more than that. And not only death, but a lot of people are missing. Now they're trying to find a lot of prisoners that have been held at Sednaya prison, which is, they call it the Red Prison. There are like 5 floors under the ground, and they're trying since a few days until now. There is the Iron Press, which is basically a scrapyard but for humans.
I think why I wanted to do this was, I think it's really easy just to have commentators on and correspondence, but to hear it. And let's just do this slowly. So at 17, faced with being in the army, which you disagreed with and it was so violent, your family helped you escape. They were punished as a result. I just want to make a point, and I hope you understand what I'm going to say to you. One of the things that annoys an awful lot of people in this country, and I think rightly, and let me get to the end of the sentence, is people that come to this country who are not escaping a war-torn country, who come here as economic migrants, take advantage, try to change everything about the United Kingdom. You are the shining example. You came here on your own with nothing. You worked tirelessly, sometimes holding 3 jobs just to make ends meet, and you earned British citizenship because you gave something back, and more than anything, you were escaping a war-torn country, weren't you?
Yeah, I have indeed. the day I arrived here, as soon as I got my 5 years visa, straight away the next day I start getting a job. I've worked since that day till today, paying my taxes, paying my dues towards the citizen and the country. I have given opportunity. It's great opportunity from the UK and the people of the UK. I cannot really thank him enough. I cannot thank the UK or the people of the UK enough for this opportunity that I didn't have in my own country. Yeah, I did work hard enough. I've tried to do something for myself and prove people wrong, because I do experience a lot of people saying about the refugees and the way they do it, which is I disagree with the way they're doing it.
Well, I was going to say, I hope you wouldn't mind me asking this, because I will shout your corner forever, because you are exactly, in my humble opinion, I'm an old man, you are exactly the sort of person that we should be doing something about, that I'd like and helping. I'd like your take, because it's a fact, whether the bedwetters accept it or not, that there are hundreds of thousands of young men who 12 miles out from our coast throw their passports in the water. They come here without their wives and children. They haven't escaped a war-torn country. They come here because we're soft. We're soft to migrants, and then they disappear into our society. You've worked 3 jobs. You've earned citizenship. We'll talk about your desire to go home in a minute. What do you make of those people, Mo?
I totally disagree with the way they are doing it, actually. I totally disagree. People coming over here just claiming benefits and being on what do you call it? Whatever, the claiming benefits and being on gym center, sorry. I totally disagree with it. I've seen a lot of people, I know a lot of people where they do that, work cash in hand and claim benefits, when UK should actually look after their own people. Again, that's an opportunity they're giving them, which is some people taking advantage of it in the wrong way, unfortunately.
Watching what happened this weekend must have been so many different emotions, and I guess that now he has gone, the barbaric Assad, propped up by Russia down one of his little tunnels to flee like a rat. You're desperate to go home, right?
I am indeed. I am. It still feels unreal. It doesn't feel reality at all. I feel like I'm in a dream, and I wake up some days thinking, man, no, it's a dream and I might be over, and as it's still in control. I am desperate to go home. Syria, it's a lovely country, ruled by a brutal regime, a dictatorship that's been there for over 20 years, and his dad been there for over, I think, as well, 25 years, in total of 55 years, both of them. I want to go home to visit at least for a while, but potentially we'll be moving permanently, hopefully, once Syria is built, when it feels the right time. It's gonna take a while to get there. We're gonna face a lot of difficulties in a way, but I believe we can do it. I believe we can do it.
Many people have been saying over the last 24, 48 hours that the dictatorship, thank God, is gone, that this madman is no longer. But what comes next in a political and religious vacuum is almost as scary. Where do you stand on that?
I totally disagree from that point, to be honest with you. The rebels have been controlling my city, Idlib, where they are been there for over 10 years now, since 2015. And what they've done for the city has been incredible. They worked really good for them. They started wrong, but now they worked right. They're doing right now. I've seen a lot of videos from Aleppo when we have Christians, we have some of the religions in the city, and they treating them with respect and caring for them and protecting them.
And for you, I mean, I guess 13 years away has been incredibly challenging. What thing, you must have missed a lot of family stuff, lots of stuff.
I have, unfortunately. I have. My sisters got married, both of them, which is, I've been here, I couldn't attend. My grandma passed away, most of my loved ones passed away, and it's just been devastating. My parents aging every day without me being there. It's quite painful, really.
But for you now, although a British citizen, absolutely earned, a desire to return as soon as possible. Any idea when that will be possible, if it's going to be possible? What are your thoughts?
Well, I can't really give you a time frame of when. It's all about if they do it right. They have an opportunity now to build a country, and I hope they use it for their advantage to build it right. Of course, with the help of the Syrian people, with the help of the world, and I hope with the UK as well, and all the other countries. I hope in the next 4 to 5 years I'll be back if the country is built right. Maybe sooner if I have the opportunity. I'm not sure yet. But I will be visiting very soon.
That's so good to hear. And just very quickly, two final things. Your family, I guess you've spoken to them in the last few days. What is the... We've seen pictures. What is the feeling on the ground in Syria? What is the feeling as Assad fled?
They're absolutely happy. I mean, everyone I've spoken to, they're absolutely happy. My sister's husband, he's from Homs. As soon as Homs been freed, he went away straight to see his mom. He came to Idlib, to my city, when he was 18 years old, and the guy is almost 30 now as well. Haven't seen his mom in all that long. So the happiness is everywhere, that people just cannot believe it. Honestly, it feels like a dream still until now.
I have to say, mate, it's an absolute honour to have had you on, and I mean that because I stand by my criticism of many migrants because I believe we're a soft touch, but I also stand by what made this country great, which, and we've proven it with the Ukrainians, is when somebody is escaping a war-torn country like you, and you come here and you accept our culture and our identity, and you work and you pay tax and you earn British citizenship. That's good for me. There's only one thing I've got to take umbrage with you on, I'm afraid. Ryan as a friend. You need to improve your choice of friends, though, Mo, really. That's slightly dodgy.
No, he's one of my best friends. He's one of my good friends.
I was going to say you need to look higher, but he's so bloody tall, you probably get a crink in your neck.
Yeah,
Mo Saflo, thank you for coming on. This is Talk Drive.